It's your man JFilt. I want to say welcome. And today I want to do an experiment. So we're going to watch this YouTube video. I'm going to react off of it, and then we're going to experiment and see what we can do and make a beat. So let's get into it. Let's watch that video right now. And this has to do with the Emulator 2, which is an old school sampling keyboard.
The Emulator 2 was considered to be a pretty serious and professional sampler of the mid-80s. Like the original emulator, it had an 8-bit sampler, but it had superior fidelity because of its use of digital compounding and a 27.7 kilohertz sample rate. It also has more flexibility in editing and shaping sounds when resonant analog filters were added. The Emulator 2 also had better real-time control. It was priced at around $8,000 for a regular model and around $10,000 for the Plus model. And
Okay. y'all heard that, right? 8,000 and 10,000 for the Plus model. Man, you really had to have some money back then, like even back then, right? And this is in the 80s. And let me give a quick shout out to this channel. It's called Matthew and Doris. So they do a really good job talking about old school synths and old school gear. So yeah, check them out.
the Emulator 2 was present in practically every recording studio in the 1980s. But you might recognize its sound from the Terminator 2 Judgment Day soundtrack, as well as Lethal Weapon and Highlander. You know the part in Ferris Bueller's Day Off where Ferris uses a synth to play sounds of...
Now right here, I remember this scene on this movie where he's basically, for those that don't know, what Ferris Bueller did was he recorded himself coughing and sneezing. I don't know if he recorded himself doing it, but he had a bunch of samples of coughing and sneezing so he could get away with getting out of school. So basically, that was the machine he used, this exact machine.
Because of 80s stuff coming back into popularity, the Emulator 2 sells for between $4,000 and $6,000 on Reverb and eBay.
Okay, so now I have the Arturia version, and let's try to make a beat just using the Emulator 2, nothing else. The samples I'm going to use come straight from the weekly practice kit. For those that don't know, I do this every single week. I call it weekly practice kits, where I take vinyl and I just chop it up, put them in the folders, and I supply them for those who support me over on patreon.com/Verysickbeats. You are invited to participate just to support your homie. All right, so let's listen to these samples, man. Hey. That's crazy. Okay. That's the one we decided to use. We're going to use that one right here. So let's pull up Emulator 2, and this is the chop. I can turn this up. Actually, if I hit this affects everything. The voice link. Okay, that's a little better. Actually, y'all gonna learn along with me, man. For those that don't know what this thing is, man. All right, here we go. So all I did was drag this sample inside here, right? That's how I did that. And so what's dope about this is I can copy these samples onto these different, I'm gonna call them banks, or you could consider these pads or keys. So I just copied them, you know what I'm saying? Just hit this little square button, and then you do that. Hit the down arrow, and it copies it to the next panel beneath. You know what I'm saying? Then from there, you can just chop up however you want to. Oh, and before we do that, you have to assign to what key if you want to map it across the keyboard so you can have different chops, and that's what I did. So let me show you guys from scratch, because I have an empty pad, so I can do this, boom. And so what happens is you go back to your assign, and it's across all the keys, right? But we don't want that. We just want it on a certain key, and I'm gonna show you why. You just use the arrow. This might end up being a tutorial, I don't know. We just going. All right, see that? So now I can press this key without the rest being interfered. Does that make sense? I can actually move down. And then change the key of it. And make sure it matches the rest of the samples. There you go. So all of these keys have the same sample. So now that means I can go ahead and chop up each individual piece that I want. As you can see, I kind of already started, so I'll continue chopping. Hey everybody, just wanted to jump in real quick and let you guys know that this video is sponsored by DistroKid, which is the platform that I use to get my music distributed on Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff. I gotta show you this free feature it comes with. It's called DistroLock. If you want to stop people from stealing your music and just using it without your permission, check this out. You go to your backend page, right? Click on goodies, go down to protect your music, go down to DistroLock, right? So this is pretty cool, man. It locks down your music and it shows you how it works. Upload your music for free, we secure the fingerprint, you're protected. And here's the key part right here. DistroLock can also register your music with leading detection services, including Audible Magic. Some of these services can detect matches even if the audio has been sped up, pitch shift, or otherwise altered. And you know cats like to do that all the time. So let's just go ahead and sign in. Click on sign in. So I'll add new track and I'm going to choose a file. Now you can type in the artist and the song title, but that's optional. Click here, hit submit, and it's done. Now it's going to be a process. So this only takes a couple of minutes depending on the audio track, and it is locked and protected. So if you are interested in something like this, you can get this for as low as $19.99 per year, which allows you to upload unlimited tracks and you get all the royalties. I will leave a link down below which will give you 7% off your first year membership. Back to the video. So far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chops. Let's do one more chop. We'll go to this one. So now, you know, as I'm pressing the keys, everything is kind of separated. So every chop is on a separate key. So now you see this link right here, these links, that links all these chops together. So whatever I change, let's go back to the other screen, it's going to change everything together. So I can put the frequency filter on there. You know what I'm saying? LFO, VCA, all that stuff. I could transpose everything. Oh. Okay. So let's use another instance of emulator. Add some drums. Now drums are actually included. All right, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. So now let's do another instance, and this time we're going to add a bass line, and we're going to choose this bass sound, which is called Vintage Synth Bass. And we can adjust this some. I want to see what else I can do with this sound. Since I have the voice link on, let's see. Oh, all right. It's your man JFilt. I'm sending peace and positive energy.